Hello, and welcome to the Google for Startups Cloud AI Accelerator Demo Day. Who is excited to be here? I almost can't hear you. Who here is excited to be here today? Woo! Fantastic. Well, I'm thrilled because I get to say we are live from New York. I've always wanted to say that. It's not Saturday night, it is Thursday afternoon. However, we are gonna bring the energy. We've got 15 amazing startup founders who are gonna be pitching. We'll be hearing some insights from Google DeepMind, from investors, and what's really cool is we are joined by nearly 200 leaders in the startup ecosystem, founders, investors, and more. And we have hundreds and even thousands joining from all over the world in our live stream. Let's give a big round of applause for everyone that's here today. I'm Matt Reidenauer. I'm your host today. I am the head of Accelerator and Startup Ecosystem for the US here at Google, and I'm thrilled to get to host.
Yay.
That's the energy we need, right in the front row. Let's go. Back in 2017, our CEO, Sundar, announced that Google was an AI-first company. And now, if you've been following any of the latest announcements, it's pretty exciting to see where we are today with AI touching literally billions of people a day through our models like Gemini and Gemma, through video editing like VO, and through Notebook LM for research, and of course, all of our amazing suite of cloud and workspace products. It's pretty cool. Has anyone used a Google AI tool recently? I'm seeing a lot of hands. That's fantastic. Well, today is really cool because it marks our commitment as Google, not just to AI adoption in many different ways with enterprise, but also with people building the frontier of the future of AI. The startups that are building it, using it in new ways, delivering in new use cases. So I'm thrilled we get to do today's Accelerator Demo Day. Sundar, turns out, was not available to kick us off today. However, we got the next best person. Marcus Oliver, who's managing director here in New York City, is going to be welcoming us to the New York office. Let's give a big round of applause for Marcus.
Great, thank you so much, Matt. Yes, so my name is Marcus Oliver. I lead the Delta Innovation and Transformation team, part of the Google Cloud Consulting. I am the son of two entrepreneurs who both had startups, and I also had a business that I started up and we sold to Capgemini in 2016. So I love the passion in this room. I'm really, really pleased to host and welcome you all. It is such a nerve-wracking thing when you're starting off in a new space. It's so important to define that future and to make sure that whatever you're determined to do, you manage to achieve, and I really welcome it. So I just wanted to say on behalf of Google, thank you so much for coming in today. Thank you for pitching these ideas. Thanks as well to the curation of this event, because the breadth is amazing. We've got we've got data centers in space, we've got healthcare, we've got like all of the varieties of what hopefully will be defining the future of AI, future of relationships with Google. So on behalf of Google, thank you, and very pleased to have a wonderful agenda. I'm going to pass you back to Matt, and we'll get going.
Thank you so much, Marcus. Raise your hand if you have been a founder or are really close with someone who has been a founder. Keep them up if it was really, really hard. I think I saw basically 100%. Spoiler alert, it is really hard to build a startup. You are building and leading with a big, bold vision of the future while executing on every detail. You are building a team, managing customers and investors. It's really hard and even a bit lonely. That's why I'm thrilled that I get to work here on Google Accelerators to support the next generation of leaders in technology with the best of Google's people, program, and products so that they can succeed and grow. And I always love amazing success stories like Marcus Cobb from Mosaic, who came into this very same accelerator. He came in, honed his pitch, focused on building out his technology with Google and his product. And after demo day, he ended up with a $20 million oversubscribed round. He attributed a lot of that to what he learned and the supercharging force for him and his team right here. I also am heartened by stories like Sapia AI, who were on a stage just like this exactly 1 year ago. They came in and deployed Gemini into their product. They've since grown by millions of users in the last year. They closed an oversubscribed funding round, and they were featured in the Cloud Next keynote with our cloud CEO, Thomas Kurian. Pretty cool. I think we have 15 early stage startups that could have a very similar story. And in fact, they're not alone. We are running accelerators all over the world in pretty much every continent you could imagine. We've graduated 1,700 portfolio startups to date, 20 unicorns out of those. And what is the special sauce? What makes this unique? Well, I think it's because, again, we bring the best of Google's people, programs, and products. And that means direct connections to senior leaders across our investors, across cloud, across Google DeepMind that come in and actually help you build out your technology, your AI strategy, your go-to-market, customer introductions, all that. 150 people have stepped in alongside all these amazing startups you'll be hearing. And I want to give a big shout out to our VC mentors. We partner with 16 different early stage investors. Let's give them a huge round of applause for partnering with each of ours. Many of them are here in person and joining us live stream. And also we have an amazing portfolio of investors right here today. Thank you for joining us. I'm also thrilled. This is the first moment that this is seeing the light of day. We have a brand new video, so you don't just have to take my word for it. You can hear actually directly from the founders from our launch at Cloud Next. All these founders were on stage pitching for the start, and now we're pitching again at the end. Check it out. Welcome. I'm Matt Reidenauer, and I am thrilled to be coming to you live from Cloud Next 25, where we are launching the Google for Startups Cloud AI Accelerator. We have 15 top startups building the future of AI. Through this accelerator, these startups will have the best of Google's people, programs, and products to help them grow, scale, and have a massive impact.
We are welcoming our newest cohort of startups in our AI Accelerator, and I just couldn't be more proud. And so we have such an amazing opportunity to support them on this journey with resources, mentors, and just incredible conversations as they become a network to help each other succeed.
We build multimodal LLMs for retail. With the Cloud AI Accelerator, we're really excited to work with Google's AI technology to help accelerate what we're building.
It's a great opportunity to network with both other startups as well as the Google ecosystem. We're hoping to also leverage some of the cutting edge tools that Google has managed to develop, including the latest Gemini models, as well as the Vertex AI product suites.
We build large data centers in space. I'm super excited to meet all of the other startups and particularly industry leaders.
The internet was made for English speakers, and it's time to redesign it for the world. We work with some of the major media houses and sports leagues out there, and we want to be able to bring our speech-to-speech translation solution to all Google Enterprise customers.
We're streamlining immigration to the United States. We're making it 10x faster, better, and cheaper. We are super excited for the access to mentors, to Google Tech product, and of course, to use Google Gemini.
We build the core technology that enables autonomous computers, starting from their brains. The partnership with Google, I believe that can power our own infrastructure and our products to the next level.
With our partnership with Google, we hope to drive more agentic AI on Google Cloud with some of the biggest insurance and finance players in the Fortune 500.
AI is changing everything. And we believe that by investing now, by bringing the best of Google's people, programs, and products, and partnering together, we can go on to change the future. You saw it here first. Let's give a big round of applause to, I love it. I'm tearing up a little bit. This is amazing. You will be hearing from 15 of these founders today. Here's how it's going to work. They will each have 2.5 minutes to give a quick lightning pitch overview. They'll have one question that they'll respond to from the audience. And then we will keep the energy going by clapping. And for those joining virtually, you can put in any comments and questions direct into the live stream. We also want to give you a gift. This is a lookbook with all the contact info for each of the startups. If you'd like to reach out or learn more about them, you can download that right there. Highly recommend doing that. And this just in, we are excited to announce that we are doing what I believe is the first ever live speech translation of a demo day. Right now, everything that I'm saying is being translated into Spanish as well. So hola, bienvenidos, through camb.ai, who you'll be hearing from in a moment. So check that out. There is a link to the YouTube that is doing everything we're saying in real time in Spanish. Pretty cool. Vámonos. All right, does that sound good, everyone? Should we go? Awesome. I cannot wait. This is going to be so fun. Up first, it's my pleasure to introduce Ununice with Asepha. Let's give a big round of applause.
Hi, everyone. My name is Ununice, and 2 years ago, I was caring for a patient named Sarah. I was also caring for Thomas, Rachel, Emmanuel, Matthew, Allie, Harrison, Robert, Samantha, and Emily, all in one day. I have the responsibility to care for so many patients in such a limited amount of time that as a healthcare professional, I feel frustrated that I can't provide you with the highest quality care that I know I'm capable of due to time constraints in the current healthcare system. There's currently a global shortfall of healthcare workers. Over 70% of pharmacies are understaffed, and we're stuck spending 90% of our time on administrative work. And on top of that, there's recent regulation change allowing pharmacists to prescribe, giving us more and more clinical tasks without any alleviation of the previous work. And this is why we've built Asepha, an autonomous AI pharmacy assistant. We enable pharmacists to perform their tasks 4 times as fast. That way you can get your medications 4 times faster and have better access to care. Our platform, we offer a suite of AI agents that can be combined together to perform a pharmacist's workflow from start to finish. And this can range from very simple tasks like intake and documentation, all the way to very complex tasks such as clinical services and medication reviews. For example, medication reconciliation is a service that pharmacists perform, and it typically takes 45 minutes. We cut it down to just 15. And a complex handwritten prescription like this, Asepha can read this with 96% accuracy. Founding team is comprised of myself and my co-founder, John. I went to one of the top 3 universities in Canada and got my doctorate there. And my co-founder used to work at AMD working on the MI300X chip that's powering OpenAI and Azure today. We're a 2-year-old startup. We're working with clients across 3 geographies. And with only a $200,000 pre-seed, we began working with 2 of the Fortune 20 companies. We also have an additional $14 million in contract value currently in the pipeline. And we've also just closed our oversubscribed seed round, led by AI and healthcare-focused VCs as well. Our team understands the problem space as well as the technology, and we're passionate about creating a stronger healthcare system. So thank you for listening, and we hope to connect soon by scanning the QR code.
How do you maintain safeguards?
Yeah, for sure. We get this question quite often. Of course, it's a healthcare product, and myself being a pharmacist as well, it's very important to keep safety in mind. For everything that we do, we have confidence scores. For example, the OCR for prescription data extraction. We do monthly benchmarking that gets sent to every one of our clients on a regular basis. For each field that we're extracting, we also know the exact accuracy of what is being processed. And if it's, for example, under a certain accuracy, we flag that for extra review by the clinician. So everything we do already is reviewed by the clinician. If we need them to pay extra attention to a certain area, we highlight that for them. On top of that, in the background, we also have certain safeguards, so we can actually evaluate if there's any hallucinations and what type of hallucination that is as well.
Fantastic. Thank you, Eunice, for kicking us off. Up next, SL with Alma. Come on up.
Hello, everyone. My name is Estelle. When I was first looking for a job, most companies didn't even look at my application because I was from Kazakhstan and they didn't sponsor visas. This was very stressful for me, but more costly for these companies. I think they missed out on a great talent. In today's world, hiring top global talent is no longer optional. This is becoming mission critical. And unfortunately, immigration remains a bottleneck and inefficient. That's why we created Alma. We are an AI-enabled immigration law firm that combines our world-class attorneys and our software to help you secure and manage visas and green cards. So what does that mean? You get access to a platform where you have a dedicated attorney and they manage every single case on our platform. You have visibility into the entire workflow. What are the implications of this? First, your entire team is empowered. Employees, candidates, HR know exactly what they need to do, what are the current status, and what are the next steps. That makes this whole process much more efficient and streamlined. Two, as a leader of the company, you get immediate insights into key performance indicators such as outcomes, cost, and average times. No longer do you have to chase spreadsheets, and you can make executive decisions at a snap. And three, visa eligibility and immigration is no longer a bottleneck in recruiting. You can immediately, with a few clicks, access what visas your candidate is eligible for, understand what are the available options, and importantly for you, you understand what are the cost and timeline implications. With the help of AI and technology, we approach each case with speed, excellence, and care. We have one of the fastest SLAs in the market. We have 99% plus approval rate across 300 plus customers. And we understand how important this whole process is for your foreign nationals. So we make sure they feel supported and heard at every step of the way. And who are we? We are 3 immigrants from 3 different countries who were lucky enough to land here in the land of opportunities. But immigration has been stressful our whole entire lives. So we decided to bring together our expertise in legal, product, and engineering from McKinsey, Cooley, and Uber to reimagine legal services. And if you're a company who needs immigration help for your employees, or if you're an individual who needs visas and green cards, please reach out and we would love to help you out. Thank you.
How are you different from traditional immigration law firms?
Thank you. Great question. So like a traditional immigration law firm, we have our own in-house legal counsel team, and we're very selective in the lawyers that we hire. Unlike an traditional immigration law firm, we use AI and technology to provide a software solution and to make the whole process much more faster and with higher quality. Thank you.
Fantastic. Up next, let's welcome up Ak with camb.ai. Come on up. Big round of applause.
Hey everyone, I'm Akshat. I'm the CTO at camb.ai, and we are building the localization infrastructure for the internet. 17%, less than 17% of the world even speaks English. And what we've come to the unfair conclusion is that when you think about it, the internet was actually made for English speakers in mind. And it's about time that we redesigned it for the world. Well, why can't we do that? Well, the problem is quite straightforward. Translating and localizing content at scale is very hard and very expensive. And so this we qualify these as largely two types of customers. One is the type of customer who has already been translating or localizing content, but is hitting a ceiling without any automation or efficiency gains. And the second are enterprises who need a scalable way to grow their fan bases internationally. And so we help with exactly that. We help some of the world's biggest brands translate their content at scale, whether that's video, audio, text, or really anything else. So let me show you how that works.
Underway in Columbus, Ohio, with Palacios on his back. El partido ha arrancado en Columbus. Mucho, pero se va afuera. Parsi está siendo perseguido por Palacios. El partido sigue. La pelota le dio a Palacios en el pecho y luego en la mano. El match a commencé à Columbus, Ohio pour la Coupe MLS 2020. Nathan est là aussi. Il bouge autour de Murillo.
Bougez vite, Ili Sanchez qui se retrouve momentanément.
Parsi est pourchassé par Palacios. Le match continue.
So we live streamed the first game in human history with Major League Soccer in multiple languages. And while we made history then, I think we all are making history today because, as a reminder, this is the first demo day in recorded human history that's being done in multiple languages. So good on us, I guess. We're powered by our proprietary technology in Bowley and Mars that does content understanding and speech emulation. And we're very proud of our research that we've continually open sourced. And our Mars model, which is our text-to-speech model, is the first generative speech model on both AWS Bedrock and Google Model Garden. All of this comes together in one SaaS platform that enterprises can use to translate localized content at scale. With this, we've achieved 4 times viewership with the Australian Open this year by live translating their finals, and even signed some of the biggest media AI partnership deals in history. We closed 1 million revenue last year. We've secured 3.5, and we're projected to do 12 this year. We're a father and son founding team with several decades of experience in media entertainment and R&D. And we're raising a 75 million Series A after raising our 15.5. And if you want to redesign the internet for everybody with me, I'd love for you to chat with me. Thank you. Sorry. All right.
You mentioned state of the art. What makes you the best?
That's a good question. So I think about it this way. Last year, there were 8 public events that were live streamed in multiple languages. This was a decision that enterprise decision makers made across many different continents. So I'll ask the crowd, what type of technology does it take for consistently enterprise decision makers to say yes to a piece of generative AI that will be running live on their precious content for thousands of fans to watch without even a human in the loop? That's the experience and trust we've been able to deliver in the market, and that's why we're the best. So hopefully that answers the question. Thank you.
Fantastic. Up next, Dos with Cerebra AI. Big round of applause.
Hi everyone, my name is Dos from Cerebra, and we focus on improving emergency care globally. And we started with stroke problem because 1 in 4 people will have stroke in their lifetime. So this is like huge epidemiology. And the scariest fact about stroke is 80% of stroke patients do not receive any treatment, like 80% in US. It's huge. And the issue is not actually access to care, but diagnostic capabilities of like the hospitals. Because in order to diagnose stroke, they need to have MRI machine. MRI is like the best hardware to diagnose stroke. On the other hand, most of the hospitals are left with CT scan, and CT is often not able to detect stroke. So we developed a solution that makes any CT scan as powerful as MRI machine. And this is a couple of examples. So on the left, you can see the raw scan, CT scan available at 94% of hospitals. In the middle, you can see MRI scan, kind of luxury, if you will. And on the far right, this is how Cerebra enhances non-cont to be as powerful as MR. So this is what we do. Another example, a patient arrived to ER after midnight. They did initial CT scan. Of course, they didn't detect anything, and they didn't have access to MR. So the patient was kept for a night. And in 10 hours, they did another CT scan. And of course, they see like huge stroke, but the actual treatment couldn't be provided because the treatment window is super like narrow. And Cerebra would be saving that patient. So to develop Cerebra, we've conducted 55 clinical pilots in 4 countries, including US. We raised over 7 mil. We gathered a data set of 200,000 patients, and we achieved amazing accuracy. And now we're working on our first FDA submission later this year with top Ivy League academic institution in US. We have a pretty amazing team, 38 people, 23 in R&D, and 15 AI engineers. And we have partnership with 2 Ivy League academic institutions and 2 amazing hospital groups in US. Our next goal is to develop like the full body CT scan like input AI model, which we're working on right now. It's kind of like single view multi-pathology system. And we're raising our Series A like later this year. Talk to us. Thank you.
Can you describe your target market?
Right. So basically, as soon as 94% of hospitals have CT scans, so market is super amazing. And so there are like 5,000 hospitals that could use Cerebra, and we just target 700 of them to achieve like 100 million in revenue. Thank you.
Fantastic. Up next, let's welcome up Ella with Creatiai AI.
$10 million in 11 months. That's how many users Creatiai landed today. Creatiai is the agentic AI-powered video marketing Canva. And what's that? Let's take a look.
I'm Creatiai AI influencer who can hold with.
Yeah, so instead of like a video generator, actually Creatiai is more focusing on the marketing workflow, right? Because, you know, for marketing people, even before you generate content, the most pain point thing is what content to generate, right? That ideation part, like that content direction part, actually is something Creatiai is focused on. And we help people to do the ideation by providing them a Canva of video templates. So Creatiai is building the marketplace between the influencers and the brands. And like in traditional brands will find influencer directly and, you know, like check with them and create a video in 2 weeks. But instead, like Creatiai actually use our tool to ask influencer create AI video templates so that brands can just upload their products and get 100x video contents in just 5 minutes, not 2 weeks. And beside the ideation, another thing that people really care about is, you know, like the test and optimization, right? Because everyone knows for the content, you will never shoot just for once. So for that, actually, Creatiai is using the A/B testing to help people in the marketing workflow to do the optimization of the content. What we do is at Creatiai, we are able to, you know, use different elements like background, person, and the product to recreate any video. And we use the feedback data from the ads to train our ideation LLM. So the ideation LLM will tell the user what kind of like content, what kind of elements actually will work better for your targeted customer. And that is the element-based video. So we can use any person, any background, and any product to recreate any video for people to doing the A/B testing. And that private data from the ads actually is our data moat in the long term because it's industry proprietary data. We have rapid growth, have over 10 million annualized revenue and over 1 million for monthly revenue in May. So let's just sell results, not tools. And come talk to Creati. Thank you.
How does Creati AI deal with the competition in the market?
Yeah, so I get a lot of questions like that, right? Competition is everywhere. And first of all, I will say Creati is not VO3, right? We are not building the video generator LLM. Instead, like Creati is building the ideation LLM, and also it's building the test, and I will see the influencer community to provide people the marketplace for the video templates. So for like Creati, I will see there are two modes for us. First one is we are building a large community of influencers, just like Notion and Canva, and we use those influencers to be our salesperson, and they build the mode of the community to provide the video templates in a large scale. The second one is our data mode, which is we use the private data from the ads and use those to train our ideation LLM, and those are not public data. So that's our data mode in long term. Yeah, thank you.
Fantastic. Up next, let's welcome up Anji with Fint.
Hello everyone. I'm Anji, and I'm the CEO and founder of Fint. So we deliver efficiency and accuracy for something super interesting, corporate finance teams. You should know 2 billion hours are wasted by finance team in the US working on manual reconciliation, consolidation, and so on. And these courageous people, unfortunately for us, are going to retire. A lot of them are retiring soon. And you know, some of this software that you love, they are creating a big data silo. All the financial data, where it ends, in our beloved spreadsheets. Who love using spreadsheets here? Nobody, yeah. So that's why at Fint, we built AI agents for corporate finance teams, accountants, and controllers, making them more efficient, faster, and more accurate. The way it works is pretty simple. So we don't replace a software. We actually use the inputs, the previous month's data, also the accounting policies from the company, and we orchestrate those procedures so that the best model in the place, so thank you Google for your best models, can generate templatized reports that are auditable, very important in finance obviously, and that are ERP ready, so that it can go back in your beloved ERPs. When the procedure is ready, the agent, they can run the procedure automatically. And also, one of the biggest time wasters are exceptions. In accounting, this is a huge problem. So the agents are going to handle those exceptions, flag discrepancies, and other findings. So this looks like a nice AI demo, right? And we can fake demos. But we are live. NBC Universal, as an example, is already saving hours every month on the month-end close. We are sent to automate over 1,000 SOP at NBC, and for the ones that are already in production, we're delivering 99% accuracy rate. We are delivering value on the first day because we don't replace a software, we don't need integration, and also generate unique structured data that can be used for amazing financial insights. It looks like a pretty small niche. It's actually a huge market. BPO and finance operations are going to represent over $128 billion by 2030. We have the team to do that. I previously led product adoption for enterprise. Our CTO, Ben, has helped Remind to grow to 32 million DAU. We are backed by Y Combinator, Khosla Ventures, Franklin Templeton, and amazing investors. So please, if you know people in finance, tell them to use Fint because they run your payroll. So you should do that. Thank you. Any question? No.
What can Fint do that traditional finance software simply can't?
Thank you. So yeah, basically we don't replace the software. We replace all the manual work that goes before and after so that the software, especially the source of truth like SAP and NetSuite, continue to work. So we're more like replacing the BPOs and our friends at Accenture and so on. So thank you.
Thank you. Yep. Fantastic. Up next, I am delighted to introduce Victor at Hydrax AI. Come on up.
Hi, everyone. I'm Victor, COO of Hydrax AI. So AI systems are getting smarter, but also at the same time, they're getting more dangerous. Even the most advanced AI systems are vulnerable to jailbreaks, prompt injections, data leaks, and manipulations. However, enterprises today are still deploying these systems in critical settings without actually having a sense of how to assess these risks or mitigate these risks. This is not just a technical issue. It's actually a safety and trust issue. We at Hydrax AI, we help companies build and deploy generative AI safely, securely, and at scale. Our platform spans the entire AI security lifecycle, from automated red teaming and safety evaluations to model fine-tuning, safeguard enhancing, and to real-time firewall protections in real time. Think of us as the dev security ops workflow that is specifically customized for AI systems. What really sets us apart from the others is the level of depth as well as the automation in our design. We currently cover over 30 risk categories and 20 plus jailbreaks, including deep, multi-turn, multilingual attacks. Our current platform provides structured outputs like risk scores, attack maps, as well as examples, so it can help teams move faster and with confidence. Our firewall not only does the monitoring, it also does the detection and blocking of real-time threats as you're using the system. We have partnered with some of the leading companies, including Anthropic, TikTok, and Alibaba, helping them stress test their latest models before release, and also cutting down their testing time by as much as 75%, and also preventing risky behavior from reaching their end users. If you're a company that is building and deploying generative AI in critical settings, we are your safety stack. Whether you're part of the developers team, security team, or if you're the business unit owner, we actually help you build. We're big supporters of you building powerful AI solutions that are compliant and safe from day one. We're currently looking for partners and collaborators that want to work with us on building safe and deploying safe generative AI. We're also hiring across key functionalities at the company. If you're interested, please come and find us afterwards. Thank you.
Who does Hydrax AI primarily target? AI model builders or AI adopters?
Yeah, that's a really good question. Thank you. We actually take on a barbell approach that actually targets both the upstream, which are the model builders, and the downstream, model users or model adopters. We primarily partner with the model builders as complementary red teaming to what they currently offer internally, helping them stress test their models, automatically stress test their models and systems, safety data sets for them to enhance their systems. At the same time, we also help with the downstream adopters of AI systems, help them safely deploy, use generative AI through eval tools, through guardrails, firewalls. Altogether, we see the network effects of working with both the upstream and downstream. The insights we gather from working with the top model and system builders help us translate those into real-time defense that can help the downstream adopters. And similarly, the insights we gather from working with the downstream protection can also feed back into the upstream developers. So that's kind of our approach. Thank you.
Closing out our first half of startups, I'm thrilled to bring up Sumo with instalily.ai.
Thanks, Matt. Hey everyone, Sumo, co-founder of Instalily. We're the world's first code as a labor platform. we're focused on 50% of the world's economy that's 90% manual. So what does that mean? The chair that you're sitting on, the coffee that you sipped this morning, the pipes that are sitting underneath this building, everything we experience is made possible through a complex labyrinth until it finally reaches us. The teams that make this possible are going through a plethora of challenges, painstakingly going through a manual certain service records, jumping between 2,000 pages of manuals, and then also going between spreadsheets. All this is to say, it's still like it's 1995. So our mission at Instantly is simple. Improve the lives of our blue-collar colleagues and really help them do that by adopting Insta workers. So let me show you how.
Meet Joe, a sales manager overseeing over 180 accounts across the Midwest. Before Lily, powered by InstaWorker, Joe spent hours each morning buried in Salesforce dashboards, chasing data with no clear signal of what actually mattered. Now, Joe starts each day with a focused plan surfaced and curated by his own team of AI coworkers. Behind the scenes, InstaWorkers assemble dynamically, each purpose-built for domain-specific tasks and embedded directly into Joe's existing systems. Orchestration InstaWorker prepares Joe's critical signals each morning, or on demand, assembling the right team of agents. Data analyst InstaWorker identifies patterns like clients who skip 2 consecutive orders being 3 times more likely to churn. The sales strategist InstaWorker, using Joe's preferences and historical customer interactions like past messaging tone and seasonal buying behavior, turns insights into personalized and ready-to-send outreach. The data engineer InstaWorker pulls and unifies data across systems. The voice and video InstaWorker, powered by InstaWorker's multimodal capabilities, delivers answers in Joe's preferred format, via podcast-style briefings, real-time voice summaries, or 30-second videos. With Lily, Joe shows up every day, already ahead.
So in less than 2 years, we've been fortunate to work with companies like SRS Distribution, who you saw in the demo. They're a $12 billion roofing, pool, and landscaping distributor bought by Home Depot last year, and companies like United Rentals that are publicly traded. SRS has deployed our Insta workers across an entire team of 1,500 sales territory managers and has driven millions of dollars in incremental revenue. All that is to say that they're able to help sell better, close more deals, and drive more revenue. So how do you get involved? Well, we'd love for you to use Instantly. We recently raised our Series A as well. But if you're anywhere around the vicinity of being in the labor economy, other than the capacity of being in manufacturing, being in distribution, we would love to talk to you. And also, if you're an investor that's interested in learning more about not just empowering the knowledge worker in the economy, but the economy that is really powered by the backbone of blue-collar laborers, we would love to talk to you and get you involved. My name is Sumo. That's my LinkedIn profile. I'm going to be over here today and happy to take any questions. Thank you.
There's been a lot of talk about AI agents. How do you ensure they actually drive business outcomes and not just automate noise?
I don't think anybody wants to automate noise, but sure. Thank you for the question. That's great. So 3 things. First, you want to be able to capture and codify what is revenue essential for an organization. That's the first objective. The way we do that at Instantly is by capturing, codifying, and disseminating tribal knowledge, which, if you think about it, is the real frontier of AI. And that's by deploying that into production, we're able to drive meaningful revenue outcomes for folks in the labor-intensive industries. And through that, we're actually able to get into companies, not just capital expenditures, but operational expenditures. So that's how we're able to drive value. Thank you.
Let's give one more big round of applause to the first half of our startups who are coming out to pitch. Fantastic. We are actually going to have a moment with a panel on the future of AI and startups. We're going to bring up some chairs here for 3 of us. And I am delighted to have Joanna with Google DeepMind come join us, and also Richard, VC at Zeal Capital Partners. Come on up. Welcome. Yeah. Can you stay on? Yeah, awesome, perfect. Fantastic. Thank you both for joining. Super thrilled to have you. So we've been hearing from, today we'll hear from 15 AI companies. You all you're working in it a lot every day. You're looking at it a lot in startups. Give us a little background about what you're doing right now in your role and as it relates to AI and startups.
Awesome. Hi everyone, I'm Joana Carrasqueira. I lead the developer relations team at Google DeepMind. I'm a pharmaceutical scientist turned business professional turned AI professional. So I've had multiple lives, multiple different careers, and now seeing all the innovation in the AI space and so many ideas that you're actually bringing to life, it's very, very exciting as someone who has a very scientific background, technical background and business. Just seeing how you're bringing everything together is, to me, the most exciting thing. At Google, I lead the team that brings a lot of our research to reality. So we bring it to market models like Gemini, Gemma, Gen Media, and Gemini Robotics. And we are basically responsible for making sure that the research and the engineering teams are building the right features and the right capabilities for you to be able to build off our models, our research. And so that's why sessions like this and events like this are so important to us, because we actually can see how developers, how builders are creating new business, innovating on business models as well. So not just on the technology side. And it's really, really awesome to be here with you today.
Thank you, Joanna.
Yeah.
Richard.
I am not as cool as she is, but Richard Odior, early stage VC with Zeal Capital Partners. We're an early stage venture capital firm focused on the core areas that we feel like impact everyday individuals. So the way you work, so future of work, fintech, your ability to build wealth and financial freedom and infrastructure in the financial world, and healthcare. We believe everyone should have access. We believe that it should be seamless. We believe that everyone should have the opportunity to grow old with their family and wealth. So that's kind of how we think about venture in this landscape. We have pre-seed and seed. We're roughly around 190 million AUM. And yeah, so we just announced our latest fund last week. So pretty excited.
Congrats.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Always excited to be in a room with amazing founders who are redefining the way that we engage and the way that we live here in general. So,
fantastic.
Very cool.
I'd love to talk a little bit more, just level set. Where do you find we're at right now? We're in AI in this moment. Where are we going next? Maybe Joanna, this is your day to day, so.
This is my day to day. And
should I go first?
Yeah.
I don't know if I want to.
Please.
I want to go after.
Yeah, Richard, kick it off. Why not?
That might be helpful for me. At least from my perspective, I think we're pretty early. We talk a lot about are people only building cars right now, and so we see a lot of agentic like AI, and people are building things that take you from point A to point B, and then some founders come and they're like, oh, we're a vertical car, and so we're Tesla and we're doing this, and we ask ourselves all the time, like, have you thought about what if like none of this is defined? Like, what if we don't have speed limits yet? What if we don't have street lights? What if we haven't defined how far they should be from each other, or how wide lanes should be? And we as a firm, and the way we talk to founders is, think as if everything is undefined. Yep. Think as if you are in the moment right now to decide how wide is the highway? What direction is the highway going? Who is the police officers? What does that look like? And so we constantly talk to founders, and we take a step back, and we also say that we're not as smart as people like her who know and are deeply ingrained, but we really want bold thinkers who are thinking, the rules haven't been defined yet, and how do we define them? Or am I the one to define them? Or am I building those defining terms? So yeah.
I've heard early innings, like we're in the first inning of 9 or whatever. Yeah, tell us more. Would you agree?
Yeah, I completely agree. And this needs to be a multi-sector approach to AI as well, which is something that for a period of time, it was more, it was being created more in a silos by these big tech companies that have the resources, the infrastructure to build foundation models. And now I feel that more and more we're reaching to other industries and really trying to understand what the practical use cases of AI and how the world is actually going to change. We saw so many good pitches about the creative economy, which was something that boomed in the past few years, and what is going to be the next leap moving forward with AI. So there's these more fundamental questions that we ask ourselves as we're building these models and pushing for these capabilities. But one thing that I'm personally really excited about, the future of AI, and that's something that Dem has said very boldly in one of his most recent interviews, is that we're going to eradicate diseases. And to me, as a pharmaceutical scientist, I'm like, oh wow, that's the goal, longevity, but also quality of longevity. So how do we get there as humanity, as a species? Are we going to create a new species with AI? Someone challenged me with these thoughts very recently, and I thought, maybe we don't know. Yeah. We are still in the nascent years of AI. We're seeing the capabilities just having these exponential growth. If we think about when we first launched Gemini 1.0 and then how it evolved to 2.2 and it was 2.0, and it was like, okay, Gemini 2.0 is really now the new defining model. And with 2.5, we've seen this huge adoption and really the model being really good at what it does. And we're always thinking about efficiency and performance and how to balance both in order to bring the best variety of models. And that's why there's also different types of Gemini models. There's Pro, there's Flash, there's Nano, to give you more control and to be more tailored to the use cases that you see fit and that you're trying to build. And so we think about all these things from a technology standpoint, how we're going to evolve as humanity, as society, and how these technologies are going to have a bigger impact on how we work, how we communicate, how we interact with each other. And then there's one last piece that is critically important, and I'm not going to say infrastructure because everyone's expecting that, but I'm going to say responsible AI. We need guardrails in place, and that's what the multi-sector conversation that I was mentioning before for how and we develop these AI systems. And so that is a conversation that I see that is happening more and more and more, but we need a lot more of. And so how do we build these technologies in a responsible, in a safe way? I think we need more players to be involved in these discussions, and something that is critical. Yeah.
The evolution is so rapid. We're seeing it right in front of us, right? I love, for example, Gemini 2.5 Pro. I love talking to founders now, some of them here, about it because they're like, I am blown away by the natively multimodal capabilities, the things that they were maybe not thinking about Google as much, and now they're like, oh my gosh, this is like the lead thing that I'm building. So it's a very exciting time to see every month new things coming out. I'd also love to turn a little deeper, maybe go into just what's exciting right now, specific use cases, amazing like types of startups that you're seeing. Maybe Richard, do you want to what's exciting right now?
Some of the things for me that I hone in on the three categories often because they impact me. So I've played sports early, so I had multiple surgeries, but then I also have this thing called keratoconus. So the way my eye is shaped is irregular, so the way light travels through is different. And so as a result of that, I've had a decent amount of surgeries on my eye, right? But the timeline between seeing a specialist over the past few years has increased and increased and increased. And it's because we have an aged population of specialty medicine practitioners. And so one of the things that we're really honing in on is how do we accelerate the workforce in the healthcare landscape if we have an aged population of specialty practitioners, and what does that look like on human society, and what does that mean? So that's one of the areas that we've been looking at a lot of investments in that area to see how can we help the one-to-many. I saw someone's pitch earlier about making it 4 times faster for pharmacists, right? What does that look like? How can they receive medicine? So those are the type of things that we're constantly thinking through, and the opportunities we're unpacking to figure out where does that make sense. We're also thinking about similar things in the fintech landscape and in the workforce landscape as well.
Richard and I are going to have a great conversation after the panel about about healthcare, for sure. Yeah. You touch upon some really good points, and there's also all the diagnosis and even prevention that goes before all of that. Mm-hmm. So how do we empower healthcare professionals to have better diagnosing tools, to be able to come to a conclusion much faster? So these tools are not replacing healthcare professionals in any way, which is something that some industries that typically are a bit more traditional, they ask us those questions all the time, but we are augmenting the way that we do things and that we've done things up until now. And that to me is the really exciting thing. How can we accelerate diagnosis for skin-related issues, for example, which can be fairly easy to diagnose with AI because there's less false positives. But for the medical eye, sometimes it can be challenging. And we have different skin tones, and technology needs to be inclusive. And so how do we actually think about these systems in a very holistic way? So I love those use cases. Other things that I see more and more: improving efficiency. That's a classic one, but it's actually still something that I feel like we've all used the chatbots or the text format applications, but what's the next leap in terms of actually engaging with these tools? And for example, my team works very closely with the AI Studio team. So it's basically a tool that lets you to prototype ideas. And one of the things that I like about this platform is the fact that it enables cross-collaboration across teams quite a lot, in the sense that if you have a vision, you can quickly prototype and share that vision with your team. So tools like that, I think that's where literally where we were headed in terms of capabilities. And if you give me, if you allow me to say a last one, as a non-native English speaker, all the audio and translation capabilities are something that are really exciting to me. I'm originally from Portugal, which is a subset of Portuguese. Portuguese from Brazil have a different accent, which way more common than ours, and so we become a niche language. And seeing how the model reacts and understands more of these less widespread languages is actually fascinating to me, because it's another way for us to break down barriers on how we do business, how we communicate, and how accurate the model actually is with this type of language capabilities. So it's pretty cool.
I love it. If you don't let me double down on this, because you hit on some things. I think I also saw another gentleman present, and he talks about BPO world at Accenture, and I think about an internship I had like 18 years ago doing that type of work, and realizing, and it's a conversation we have about who are the next players? Mm-hmm. Who's the next front and back of the finance operations is doing what the BPO world is? What's the efficiency, the productivity? How are you streamlining? So we've invested in a company called kahunalabs.ai that streamlines across construction, all the way from GCs all the way down to the builders on site, and they're able to accelerate productivity across all the teams and what they do, and also down to the cost cutting. So they're getting updated quotes in real time. So everything that shifts and changes happens within a 5 to 10 minute. So you can actually forecast, and then forecast your business progression, and actually rolls onto your quarterly reports in a 5-second window and ratio. And so insights like that change the way you and I work on a day-to-day basis, accelerate the way we work, make it more efficient, make it easier to do our jobs, but also make the output way more accurate is how we're thinking about things, and especially in the fintech acceleration world as well. So a lot of you guys are speaking my language here today, so it's exciting.
I love it. Speaking of languages, as we mentioned, this is all being live translated automatically into Spanish right now. Maybe next time we'll do Portuguese. That would be great, which is so fantastic. Maybe one just super final sentence, 2 sentences, one word of advice to founders who are building in AI right now.
Okay. I think one of the big defensibility is really hard to be a pull through right now. Everyone's fighting for it. So two things to be thoughtful of is like, how are you leveraging the data that you are able to have? And then distribution is defensibility in this world kind of right now. And so if you can develop a one-to-many distribution node early on, that's super valuable. Wow. And so I would ask you, as you pick investors, oftentimes lean into people who can help you in one of those two areas, specifically distribution. So if you're doing finance, are your LPs fintechs that could roll out a product? If you're doing healthcare, do you have the huge payers backing you? If you're doing future of work, what are the job programs or platforms that are actually LPs, or like you have deep relationships so that you can get to market faster? Because right now it's a race and everybody's running it.
Wow.
Yeah, for sure. It's a big race, and I would also say defy what you can build with technology. Just don't think just about perhaps the most obvious use cases. That's probably what most people is thinking about. So what are the ones that you can actually push forward that will be a really differentiator for your business? And also look at what the big companies are doing and how you can leverage the foundation models and some of the infrastructure that we build, because what we build is literally to make founders' life easier in a way. And so look for those types of partnerships. I think we are at a moment in time in which there's a huge exponential growth in how the technology is evolving. It's coming, in my opinion, it's going to become more and more specialized into different industries. And so perhaps these models, and we saw that with MedGemma, for example, they are being specialized in more different industries. So that might be one of the trends where the models are going. We still have to wait and see. But then another thing is, as you build your ideas, keep iterating, keep testing them. Product market fit is really important, and look for new collaboration, new partnerships. Obviously, VCs they have a very high tolerance and risk appetite. Maybe some more mature corporations won't, but they will have VC arms and startup arms just like Google. And so I would say, ask for the right introduction, ask the right questions, ask to be in touch with the teams that are actually building these technologies. And sometimes we ask Matt all the time, what are the founders asking for? What are the capabilities? What are the features that we should be building? So we want to hear from you. We have that appetite to also build better tech to better serve you. And so I would say take advantage of this time in history, because it's an unprecedented time. So leverage these new partnerships.
Huge thank you to Joanna and Richard. We really appreciate you both. Fantastic. We will wrap up there and we'll go to our second half of startups.
Awesome.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
so
Thank
much
you,
for
Matt,
having
for
me.
having us.
Thank you. Appreciate it. Are we good? Okay, cool. We'll take 20 seconds to move these off. All right. And we are back. Who's excited for the second half? Okay. 7 more startups for you. I am thrilled to introduce Stas with Instreamatic. Let's give a big round of applause.
Hi, everybody. Have you ever seen the same generic ad over and over? You ignore it, yet the brand is still paying for that. $60 billion. That's how much it costs brands a year to make up for poor performance of generic ads. And most ads stay generic because manual ad versioning is slow and pricey. And we built Instreamatic to fix that. Instreamatic is a Google-backed company that turns an existing video ad into thousands of personalized versions, each custom-tailored to specific audiences. Let me show you an example. So for demo purposes, we use McDonald's. So first, I'm going to play one of the original ads.
Sure, McDonald's breakfast is good. But getting that McDonald's breakfast 2 minutes before it stops being served? That tastes even better.
Our platform used advanced AI to analyze all the video assets, the campaign goals, the copy, and then it optimized this version of this ad with a new version. This version has been optimized with 3 context parameters: time of the day, user's location, and the address of the nearest McDonald's. Let's check it out.
Good morning, New Jersey. Brighten your day with McDonald's breakfast menu. Served fresh every morning until 10:30 a.m., it's the perfect way to start your day. Head over to McDonald's at 325 Grove Street and enjoy now.
And just like that, a brand can go from one ad to many in a matter of minutes, which is truly amazing. We started as an ad network, so all the distribution pipes were already live. We added an AI optimization upgrade, delivered 65% increase in performance in early campaigns. We have $2 million in booked pilots. We broke even last year, and we are projecting 10x growth next year. Legacy ad tech only delivers ads, and video platforms only make them. Instamatic uniquely merges both, optimizing ad creatives right inside programmatic ad buying, which also allows us to offer our services completely for free to brands and agencies. Our revenue comes from publishers and media companies. I bring 12 years experience in ad tech. Our CTO, Ilya, 10 years in video streaming and 5 years in AI engineering. Simon drives growth, and with 3 prior exits, we've got what it takes to lead this charge. We're looking for visionary brands and investors to join us in changing the way how advertising works. Come see how we're enhancing the ad experience with better performing and more relevant ads. And please scan the QR code if you would like to connect with me on LinkedIn. Thank you.
How do you plan to stand out in the market with the introduction of VO and other video models?
We're actually super excited about the new generation of video models because they'll enable us to bring video ad optimization and contextualization to a new level. Today, only banner ads are being optimized. And while video ads represent 80% of total ad spend, it's still one size fits all. And this technology allows us to open the door to the biggest and untouched piece of pie, which is video AI optimization, which will increase the total addressable market from $15 billion to $46 billion in the coming years.
Up next, let's welcome up Sanjeev with Kahuna Labs.
Hello everyone, my name is Sanjeev. I'm leading the efforts at Kahuna Labs, where we are building the future of technical product support. Today, enterprise customers, when they purchase a product, they heavily customize it, configure it, integrate it in their ecosystem based on their very unique needs. And 25% roughly of the revenue for enterprise products really comes from support. Sometimes that is buried under per seat pricing, but that's about the amount of spend they have on support. The support is provided manually by support engineers. About 1 in 10 software engineers on the planet is a support engineer. And the support engineers, they do not build products, they do not really enhance products. They really help your customers configure the product, integrate with it. They sometimes would manage the data for the product. They would sometimes write or execute scripts. And these support engineers, they rely heavily on various troubleshooting documents, their own tribal knowledge, and understanding of the product versions and understanding of the customer context. And this knowledge is not neatly documented. It is not contextual. It is not structured. At Kahuna Labs, we use AI to extract, denoise, unify, and structurize this knowledge, which is fragmented. And we use that to build a troubleshooting map for our product. This map is capable of providing step-by-step directions in the context of our customer's issue and the version of the product that our customer is using. Today, we provide these step-by-step directions for over 80% of all issues for complex enterprise products. And these directions are provided within the ticketing platform that, that product companies use. And with that, we are seeing about 20 to 30% reduction in effort and time that is spent on solving these issues. When the path forward for an issue is clear, we are able to auto-resolve, which includes interacting with our customers to clarify and validate the resolution. Our founding team has decades of experience in AI research and building and supporting enterprise products. Our customers include mid to large enterprise product companies providing infrastructure products and business applications. These are some of the trailblazers that we're closely working with. Some of them are already using Kahuna AI in production. Now, if you have a complex enterprise product, if you are struggling with rapidly growing support engineering teams, we would love to have a conversation with you. Thank you. Questions?
Is your ultimate goal to replace support engineers with AI?
Well, our focus is on making your product successful with your customers at scale. Your customers, generally enterprise customers, they are fairly complex. The usage of the product becomes more broad as your product grows. We are trying to take away the mundane work that support engineers do today, improving their efficiency, helping them focus on doing more creative work like actually product development. I don't think support engineering function is going to go away. I think there is always going to be a need for support engineers that can handle complex new issues that have never been seen before. Thank you.
Wonderful. Up next, let's welcome up Kate with Lately.
Hi. Fun fact about me is that I used to be a rock and roll DJ, broadcasting to 20 million listeners a day for Sirius XM. And I was also an award-winning producer, so I wrote a ton of commercials for all kinds of companies, big and small, because my secret sauce was mastering how content isn't just words, but also how to understand that those words will land, how they will land in someone else's mind. And I took these ideas, back up, let's start again. How these words would land in someone else's mind, human. Specifically, I was looking at the patterns of the words. What are the patterns that work? The patterns of punctuation, of sentence structure, of grammar, for example. And I took these ideas to a little company you know called Walmart and got them 130% ROI year over year for 3 years because Walmart had the same problem everyone has, which is that 99% of social media messaging gets 0 engagement. It's insane. But it's not just because of bad writing, it's also because of bad tools and bad marketers, and it's a multi-billion-dollar problem for everyone, until now. Meet Kately, the world's first chat-based, customizable AI agent that can take over anyone's entire social media process. Round of applause, because that is amazing. And it's all thanks to our friends here at Google. It's all part of Lately's fully operational ultimate AI social media management powerhouse. All you have to do is connect your social channels to Lately, and then just ask her whatever you want. She's going to check in on your model, make sure everything is up to date, and then voila. You can revise, review, and if you don't know what to prompt, she'll prompt you. So that anyone, any brand, agency, or individual can finally check social media all the way off their list. And oh, by the way, get content so good, it should probably be illegal. We've got 270 customers, 340,000 in ARR, and we've been cited as a leader in generative AI by Forrester, Gartner, and everyone who matters. Because at Lately, there is no public data set. Your social media analytics are the data set that we analyze. So that means all the content that we generate is hyper-personalized for both you and your target audience because it's always tied to performance. We also fold in the best practices of the tens of millions of posts that we've analyzed from top marketers across the globe, alongside our secret sauce of understanding how those words will land in someone else's mind. My team is amazing, literally original gangsters of generative AI. We just started fundraising. We've already got half the round committed. So if you're stoked about what we're building, or if you just want to check it out and get on a wait list to see how Lately can work for you, go ahead and zap the QR code or shoot me an email. And thank you so much. Questions? How about that? How about this surprise question that I don't know is coming?
What makes Lately different from other players in the social media management field?
Great question. So one of the wonderful things about our partnership with Google is that we can keep our proprietary AI intact. And so we actually have built proprietary AI from the ground up into the product. And so if you think about other social media management platforms, I don't want to name any names because we do partner with some of them as well, but they were all built about 20 years ago and they're still living there. Some of them have recently put a dollop of AI on top of it and we're like, hey, we're at the party. But that's kind of like bringing a knife to a gunfight, to quote Indiana Jones, right? I mean, AI is a very powerful tool, and as I mentioned, my team really are experts at not only building it, but wielding it. Thank you. Thanks. Oh. Shoot.
Up next, let's welcome up Andrew with Multimodal.
Good afternoon, everyone. How are you doing? Excellent. My name is Andrew, and I'm the VP of Engineering here at Multimodal. Now, 50% of all insurance and finance professionals are set to retire in the next 4 years, taking up to 75% of institutional knowledge with them. This is a major crisis for these companies, and they need to do something about it. With Multimodal, we're able to bridge that knowledge gap where we can infuse AI agents with that institutional knowledge before they leave, empowering the next generation of workers to work faster, reduce costs, and overall provide better customer experiences. Now, that's one thing for me to stand here and talk about this to you. So how about we look at it? So one of the workflows that we work on quite commonly is claims adjudication. Now with claims adjudication, you have documents coming in. You need to classify them. You need to extract information out of it. Then you need tools to be able to run diligence against it. Finally, you need to make a decision and you need to write a final report on that. Now, with Multimodal, with our platform Agent Flow, you're able to streamline these processes. For instance, with our ingest module, you're able to have a simple drag and drop interface to be able to kick off processing on your documents. With our monitor module, your IT and engineering team is able to get detailed insights and metrics into what's going on, where things went wrong, and how to resolve them. And finally, with our review module, your business users are able to go in, review the results, and crucially make edits that can then be sent back to the model so that it improves over time. And finally, with our conversational AI, you're able to do diligence live with not only that document as context, but also your internal guideline documents, as well as external regulations. Now, we know that with these regulated industries, the tech, it's just the starting point. It's not enough. The real barrier to acceptance is the change management. And we're able to provide a high degree of security, compliance, and data privacy to help manage that as best we can. With our team, our inspirational CEO, Ankur Patel, has a background in finance, having previously worked at JP Morgan and Bridgewater, and as well as a third-time founder with 2 successful exits so far. I have over 5 years' experience in natural language processing, and our VP of Sales, Nicholas Bianchi, has a proven track record of B2B sales with AI-powered software. Now, I was only able to get to a small slice of what we're able to do. So I would love the opportunity for you to connect with us, scan that QR code so we can book a demo and dive in deeper very soon. Thank you so much.
What models and cloud platforms do you use?
Thank you. You know, I was going to make a joke about how I was expecting this question, and then Kate had to steal my thunder, so pretend I said something uniquely funny. All right, yeah, so of course, being at Google, we do love using GCP and Gemini, but you know, back to what I was saying earlier about the risk, about the change management, you know, we try to reduce friction as much as possible. And these large enterprises that we're selling into, they have model risk management, they have, you know, pre-committed spend on certain cloud platforms. So because of that, it's necessary that we are both cloud and model agnostic. That means we can deploy on Azure using Azure OpenAI. We can deploy on AWS using Claude. Or if we're lucky, we get to deploy on GCP using Gemini. Awesome. Thank you so much.
Three more. Exciting. Up next, we'll get to hear from Ong with Simular. Big round of applause.
$1,500. People spend 1,500 hours every year just clicking around on a computer. That adds up to 3 months of your time. We've gradually become the operators of machines rather than creators and thinkers. But if we look at our computers, the computers we're using now, they are actually designed and made long before AI is a thing. And now is the time for that to change. At Simular, we build the core technology that enables autonomous computers, starting from their brains. It's a general-purpose agent that can use your computers just like a human, clicking, typing, automating anything by a single prompt. It's a general-purpose agent that can be used across different industries, and I'll take one here as an example to show you how it works. We all have health insurance, but none of us enjoys dealing with claims. Even just trying to find and download claims from my insurance website, that feels like a headache. And now you can go to Simular Agent, type a simple query like this. It'll navigate on your behalf to the correct websites. You still have control. You can enter your credentials if you like, or let the agents to do the heavy lifting part. It'll click on buttons and links go to different web pages, and sometimes you may get stuck into difficult situations because you know these websites are really hard to use. But it'll keep going and eventually find the right PDF file presented to you together with a summarization of what just happened into a nice website. Behind all of this is our agentic, general-purpose agentic framework that builds atop all of the foundation models. And this is the only agent framework so far that has top performance on all 3 domains: browsers, desktops, and smartphones. And our agent consistently outperforms OpenAI and Anthropic in popular computer use benchmarks. And the best part is, this is open sourced. We all know being good today is not good enough. So our Simular agents continuously learn from its past experience, learning from improving itself from successes and failures. This is because we have a belief. The ability to continuously learn is important for human, but also important for agents. I was leading the research and applied effort at DeepMind, specifically focusing on continual learning. And our team we are a team of experts in AI with decades of experience in both academia and industry. So if you ever feels like your day looks like these 2 images, you are either too busy working, or you are too busy to work, you should talk to us. We love to show you how Simular agents can help. Thank you so much.
What sets you apart from other agents, and what can you do that Operator and Mariner can't?
Yeah, thank you so much for the great question. And I'll try to answer this from two aspects. On the product side, Operator and Mariners, they are popular as well, but they are virtual browsers only. They're cloud-based agents. If you try Operators, you'll notice they are blocked by Amazon. But our similar agents can actually acting on your computers, on your behalf, just like a normal user, which minimizes the risk that your workflow is being interrupted by website blocks. And on the technical side, we are an agent framework built upon all of the foundation models, but you know, OpenAI, Google, these big players, they're building everything on one single model stack. But we have the opportunity to utilize all of the foundation model, pick the best one at the current moment, and deliver the best user experience to the users. In addition to that, if you remember one of the diagrams I just showed, we are agentic infrastructure, which is not just one single agent. Because you know, neural net hallucinates, LLM hallucinates. It's the general agent built upon neural nets is not ready to be put into production on a daily basis. So that's why in our infrastructure, we also have a symbolic agent, which consistently learn from the neural agents. Then the symbolic agents allow us to actually deliver reliable workflows into business for the business need. And I have to say, like, I have deep respect for like industry leaders like OpenAI and Google because of their foundation models. But we are laser focused on computer use technologies, and this is the area that it's not the only priority for these companies. In addition to that, we are also open sourced, and we are committed to transparency and collaboration, and really try to push the boundary and limits of what autonomous computers can do. Thank you.
Fantastic. Up next, data centers in space. Let's welcome up StarCloud.
Thank you. My name is Adi Oltean. I'm Chief Engineer at StarCloud. Philip, Ezra, and I created StarCloud with a vision of putting data centers in space. Our vision starts from the realization that today's terrestrial data centers are putting a strain on the grid, and energy costs are ramping up. So space is the next frontier. Our first satellite will launch later this year. We build it super fast, in less than a year. We put in it the fastest GPUs, enterprise GPUs, operating in space by about 2 orders of magnitude compared with existing satellites. The whole thing was built with only $2.5 million, and it's basically done. It's passing all the tests, and we can't wait to launch it. StarCloud 2 will launch next year in 2026, and this is going to be the first revenue-generating satellite. The goal for this mission will be to process large quantities of raw data produced by our customer satellites, which we're going to interact directly into orbit. We are executing an aggressive timeline, every year going bigger and bigger, and we plan to get to megawatt-sized data centers with StarCloud 3 and 4, about in 2030 plus. But we are not going to stop there. Our vision scales up to gigawatt-size data centers, and the reason for that is that in space, it is actually very easy to build things in a modular fashion. We start by using Starship-like vehicle to deliver modules that will plug into a central spine, and that will allow unlimited scaling of this concept. The modules will dock into the main spine, and we can scale this linearly. It is beautiful. 4 kilometer by 4 kilometer with a 5 gigawatt data center. Picture this concept. Our team comes from SpaceX, JPL, Microsoft, and other companies. We have a very strong pipeline, and we are looking for exception engineers. If you are an exception engineer, or if you know one, would like to get in touch. Thank you.
Why is the energy cost for data centers in space lower than for data centers on Earth?
Thank you. Basically, it stands for the fact that in space, you can actually build large infrastructure using very low-cost solar panels, very thin solar panels, which can go as low as 25 microns. So the amount of mass and the cost of those solar panels and the radiators that are attached to the solar panels is going to be very, very low and kept as a constant initial cost. So that allows us to go significantly lower than 10 cents per kilowatt hour that we are seeing today in the industry. And that's also allowing us to scale. Thank you.
Last, but certainly not least, let's all give a huge round of applause to Stephanie with Vadi.
Hi, I'm Stephanie Horobchevsky, founder and CEO of Vadi. Is there anyone in this room who doesn't know that Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce are dating? Okay, Nike.com doesn't. They discovered that when customers were looking for a Taylor Swift jersey, they intended to find Travis Kelce's. But the fact that Taylor is Travis's girlfriend is a contextual insight that you do not find in product data. That means that even the most advanced legacy systems, enterprise search, and personalization engines are going to fall short without an enriched, context-aware data layer. Fortunately, generative AI has transformed what's possible at that data layer. And at Vadi, we build AI that transforms product catalogs into generative AI-ready data layers. We are incredibly excited to be here today to announce our new partnership with GCP and Academy Sports and Outdoors, a leading $6 billion retailer with a rapidly growing e-commerce presence. Yes, very exciting. Academy will be using Vadi to revolutionize how they produce and manage content across their catalog of over 500,000 items. This partnership is made possible by the reliable infrastructure at Google Cloud and leverages the advanced capabilities of Gemini. Let's take a look at what this is going to mean for customer experience this fall. On the left, you're going to see Academy Sports, and on the right, you're going to see their catalog enriched. It's going to mean that it's very easy to find a gift for your dad who loves to fish, or your sister who likes trendy leggings, and of course, for all the Swifties in your life. We're a very experienced team. I'm a second-time founder with a 9-figure exit, and my brilliant co-founders are the former head of machine learning and search at Etsy and his chief scientist from Carnegie Mellon, specializing in search and retrieval. They built the product that they wanted. There's no expensive migration. There's no rip and replace. There's no need to build and maintain Gen AI infrastructure. We've wrapped all of that complexity into a simple, easy-to-use API. I'm going to end on what I want you to remember. This is generative AI, and the ROI is stunning. We're projecting $100 million revenue lifts off our first deployments. So, if any of you sell anything online, we would love to talk to you.
Why can't foundational models like Gemini or GPT-4 do what you do out of the box?
Great question. This is not a single model that is doing this. This is a complex orchestration of models. It is everything from continuous quality monitoring to safety guardrails to updating data to keep up with customer behavior. We've wrapped all of that in this simple, easy-to-use API so that you do not have to build and manage Gen AI infrastructure the way you do if you were using those models. And now, on behalf of me and my co-founders, we just want to say thank you to Matt and Google for this incredible program. It has been an awesome experience.
Thank you. I didn't even pay her to say that, I swear. We made it. Can you give a huge round of applause to our 15, all of you for joining us here live in New York City, all of you joining from all around the world. What a fantastic time. As a reminder, You can always check out the lookbook for contact information and more details about each of the companies that you heard from today. We hope that you'll connect, particularly any customers, any potential amazing engineering hires, any investors. We'd love to hear from you. A couple other just final things before we wrap. We recently released a new Future of AI Perspectives Report for startups. I highly recommend you downloading it. It has insights from 23 leaders building the future of AI and investing in it. People like Harrison Chase, the CEO of LangChain, Chamath, and many others. It's a really great read, and we hope that's great for you. I also want to welcome you, if you're a startup, to build with us. You heard some people today that are. We have the Google for Startups Cloud program. You can check out the QR code there to help with credits, with resourcing, and with technical support to help you build your dreams and change the future. So, with that, that's a wrap. Thank you all so much. One more big round of applause to our founders. And thank you for joining us. Have a good rest of your day. If you're on the startup teams, anyone that's on a startup team, we're going to